Hello, hi. Of course I know you're there. I set the camera up. I've been picking some of the squash that I'm growing. I got to get it picked because this week it's been really good, and come next week they're saying it's going to be 102. Squash isn't going to be happy, especially it is ready to be picked. See, I picked some of these. Look at this. Look at the size of this zucchini. Okay, people go, yuck. How do you eat this? I use this to make zucchini breads, and they're wonderful. So that's what I did with the big ones. This is kind of a hybrid, and this is really good too. But, oh, that's right. Before I pick, I gotta put gloves on. Sometimes when I'm picking the zucchini, let the plane fly by. Sometimes when I'm picking zucchini, it's got like little spikes, and my hands are kind of sensitive. So I like wearing rubber gloves. I bought these once at one of the dollar stores. I got like a big box, or like 50 or 100 of them in there, and they were $1. Can't get them that price anymore. That was a really good price. That's why I bought all 50 boxes they had. My friend was with me and he said, "Are you crazy?" And I said, "No, I may be crazy, but I wanted that." Well, here's a squash. Isn't that cute? There's one. Just want to get them all picked and stored in the house. See if I can get back here. It's been one I've been wanting. Excuse my back. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Is that a beauty? These taste really good. It is some sort of zucchini hybridized with some pumpkins. I don't know what it is. They came up, and I'm going to save the seeds from this because they have a really light flesh and not too much of a taste, but that's okay because I can mix it in with things. And sometimes I like to have some ground meat. I want to make something with meat. So what I do is let's say I use a pound of good grass-fed ground beef. I grate up a big bowl of this, and when I fry up the meat, I mix this in, and you can't even tell there's any vegetables, and it tastes so good. Season it up, it's great. Let's see, what else do we have here? Ouch. See, they got spikes on them. There's another one. I don't know if I want to take them all. Yeah, they're ready. There's another one. Look at that. I'm wired. I'm trying to experiment. Sometimes people can't hear me, so I went and got a cheap mic. And I know it's cheap, but let's see if it works. There's another one. See, they've got spiky stems, and with these gloves, they won't hurt my hand. Oh. Oh, wow. It's flowering again. Oh good, maybe they'll grow all through the winter. There's another one. Oh boy, how am I gonna get in there? Let's see if I can. He's gonna eat all this squash. Okay, got it. There's another one. These are the hybrids from the zucchini. Look at that. Yeah, they hybridized. I've got a trick. I've got to get that video up of how I figured out to have zucchini in Southern California or anywhere that the weather doesn't freeze. You can have zucchini growing all year round. I had zucchini that size in December, and I had zucchini all year. I actually froze some, and I never had to use it because I had zucchini all year. Fresh zucchini. Let's see. There's another one. Oh, this will be fun. And there is another one. I think that's the last for here. I've got more other places. I don't see any more. Look at the hot peppers. Okay, I think that's it. I'll have to go through. I've got to go through the other side of the yard. And I've got some more growing in the front. Please remember, when you are trimming in your yard, look at all the stuff I've got to trim. Don't ever throw this away. Even if you don't know what you're going to do with it, you're not ready to compost. Like, I don't know where I'm going to put these bins, you know, but just save it. Just save it. It's not going to go bad. It's dry. It's not going to break down dry. It's not going to do anything. But you save that, because when you get a tub and you want to start composting like kitchen scraps, you dump that in, put your kitchen scraps on top, and you're good to go. I mean, yeah, I put these together. I'm just not sure yet what I want to do with them or where I want to put them. I actually went to move the other one, and the whole bottom, the earthworms have come. It's just so full of night crawlers. That's the type of earthworms we have here. We actually have other types too, I heard. That I decided I'm going to leave it because they're really happy. It's leaching out, and they're underneath, and they're also inside. So I'm leaving that until I know where to put it. But you know, all your leaves, like this is dinosaur kale. This is the greatest compost. I mean, you just keep everything. Trim your plants, keep it all. This is gold. Look at that. Let's see, let me move this for a minute. You can just rip these off and keep them. This is a great plant. I don't know why people grow dinosaur kale and then take them out. I mean, this is amazing. The trunk on it is that big down there, and it just keeps growing. They're like 6 feet tall, and they're growing side shoots and everything, and you can take the side shoots, put it in a pot, and you got a new plant, and then they'll take off. Because I believe this one is one. I stuck these in. These are side shoots. So you could just make all the cuttings you want off your dinosaur kale. When they go to seed, ours didn't go to seed until this year, so I think they just hit 2 years old. It's around that, I can't remember, time goes by so fast. As soon as it went to seed, like a lot of plants do, the new leaves were very small. But now that all the seeds are gone, the leaves are coming in big again, so the new leaves will get big. But this is just gold. To me, I look at this and it's like, I just want to, if you're not going to eat it, I want to save it. I mean, this is great. We juice it, I make stir fry out of it. That's basically what we do with it. Some of the birds come in and nibble on it, and that's fine. There's so much I can share with the birds. And then you can also do chop and drop. If you've got a garden or in pots, it doesn't even matter. You can chop and drop. You can trim your plants. Let's see, I got most of it here somewhere. And just throw it in the tub. That's all you have to do. Don't throw it away. This is gold. Don't throw it away. Like I said, if you're not sure yet what you want to do with it, weeds and all, just throw it in there, chop it up a little bit, throw it in there, and set it aside and hold on to it until you decide what you want to do with it, because this is plant food. This is your next crop of food. I mean, these leaves are full of minerals because these plants, which are in the ground, these are in the ground, they've set their roots all over and they're just taking everything up. So you don't want to throw that away. You want to keep that. People clean up their yards and then they throw it away, and then they go to the store and they buy stuff. This is better than what you're going to buy at the store. But all this stuff, that's what I do. I go through when I have the time. I do it in the morning and I do it in the evening. And it's getting evening now. The sun is going down. So just trim your plants. This is celery seed. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. It's already dropped its seeds everywhere. This spring, I'm going to have celery growing. Spring? Spring? I'm saying spring. I got celery growing all over now. I'll have celery forever whether I want it or not. Let's see. Oh, I made this. I bought a black t-shirt and I just cut a big pocket. I like pockets so I can throw things in. I got all kinds of stuff. My camera stuff is in my pocket. I went to the vet, the one with the broken leg, my Yorkie, I had her in here too. So everything goes in here. So I like making my own stuff. But you know, trim your garden, keep everything. Don't throw this away. If you got Bermuda grass, I'd throw that away because that's a pain when that takes over. But even this, I mean, if I don't want to, you know what I do with this really? I mean, if I don't want to grow celery, I'd put it in the compost, but okay, I'm asking for trouble. See, if I can just do this and throw it, chop and drop. Now this is a pot, but there's no bottom on it. I can just do that. Whatever comes up, comes up. If I really don't want the celery there, I can just pop it out. I look at it like a living thing and I go, well, gosh, you grew. You worked so hard to grow. I know you can't see, but I have a fig tree coming up from a seed in here. Big trees come up everywhere. So that's all I want to do, is do a little harvest, and I've got enough squash. I still have more squash growing. I've got squash in my other tubs, brand new squash. We had one squash come up, it's a hybrid. And it's green, and it kind of looks like a zucchini. And I made it for dinner the other night. I was going to stir fry it, and I bit into it. I had my husband taste it, and I threw some pieces to dogs. That was a mistake because they wanted more. I don't know what I don't know what it was. It must have been a cross between a zucchini, well, obviously something else, but it had kind of a cucumbery taste, but almost like a Korean melon taste. It was so sweet. That I put in a cage. I'm going to let it grow, and I want to get some seeds and see if it will grow true again. It may not. But, you know, all your cuttings, just save all this stuff. You know, I mean, and like I said, when you go and get a tub and you want to compost in place and make a planter, then you just dump that on top. You dump this in there, and then if you want to plant right away in there, you can go to the store and get some potting mix if you want. If you don't have wood chips, you can throw rotting wood chips in it and you can plant in it. But if you don't, you can get some potting mix, put it on top. This will break down kitchen scraps. You know, we used to haul manure over here from one of my neighbors. And I'm telling you, the kitchen scraps and the garden scraps, the plants grow far better. I have found with horse manure, donkey, llama, it's really good, and then it becomes like the store-bought stuff. It becomes hard-packed as soon as the plants pull out of it, and then it's just awful. It's like you want to till it. When you use nature leaves here and kitchen scraps, you know, which is your coffee grinds and your banana peels and your eggshells and whatever else, you're peeling something, you throw the peels in there, anything from the kitchen, that soil stays so fluffy and soft, and they'll just keep growing in it far longer. I don't even want any more animal manure. I don't need it. My neighbor's going to be upset because she was so happy when my husband used to go over there and take a truckload, but he hasn't done it. I don't think he's done it in over 6 months. He found out, I showed him, this stuff is much better. All these cuttings, they just break down so good. Yard cuttings, leaves, anything. I mean, that's far better. And it's kind of like it's airy, and it just breaks down, and then as you water it, and you have kitchen scraps in there, it just breaks into a really fluffy, beautiful potting soil, and the plants just grow in it really good. I want to show you, if you know, maybe another time. I know I've got the video on how to set up. I can put a link underneath on how to set up one of these tubs, and it's like minutes. You get it set up right away. I also want to show you, though, how if you don't want to use it right now and you don't want to plant in it, what you should do. What would be, I don't want to tell anybody what to do. What is a good way of doing it, which I do, is just put pots on top. And there's so many other things. We've got ideas and things we do, and it's been working out really great that I want to share with everybody. So I have to get all that together and see how much time I've got, because it takes time to do all this. Like I said, I'm testing my mic. I'm wired. Well, I guess that's it. That's the UB that came up. This is that, I don't know what that is. It's a cabinet type thing my husband found. Somebody threw it out and he was so excited. He brought it home, and I was composting in that big thing, and I never even got to put any soil of any type in there, and everything started to grow. And that was the purple yams, which are the UBs. They're purple UBs, and he told me that peels won't grow. And that was just peelings off of it, and they grow. That's what that is. All right, well, the sun is going down. I should go water. To be honest, even though it was warm today, it really is still damp. But I'll look through my plants. I kind of do an inventory or whatever. I don't know if that's the right word. I kind of look through them, see what's going on. I've got a lot of trimming I've got to do. See, this is seeds off of this. This went to seed. And of course, I didn't pick the seeds out, so guess what did? The birds, and that's okay. I think I saved a few, but I really do have to get serious, because I do want to share with you guys. I've given seeds to people walking by and stuff. I do want to get something together, so maybe I can share some different things, because I've got some really neat things. You really need to grow and save seeds on what's growing on your property, I found out, because boy, This celery did so well. I have not planted any celery. I must have 100 celery. They're growing everywhere. They, you know, they love it here, and they just reseed themselves. And well, they might have. I don't know if they did or didn't. The dinosaur kales, because I do a lot of cuttings on them. But that's really the way to go. And I do need to collect seed on my sprouting broccoli, because that is amazing. That's the most amazing plant I really have here. This is the dinosaur kale, and the sprouting broccoli. It's peeking through, and I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up. But I have broccoli all year. It's also about 2 years old. It's also in the ground. I didn't start them here because everything eats broccoli, and yeah, you know what? Dinosaur kale, the bugs like to eat them when they're real little. So I started them in I guess you could say a pot, in a container. And then I brought them out here when they were about that big. And now I just have bushes and I have broccoli. I don't know if I can get over there, probably not. But I already did a video on that, so maybe I'll put a link down below on that too. But that is just great. I mean, I have broccoli constantly. I have all the broccoli I want. And the leaves, you eat the leaves. The leaves are just as good. People should be growing sprouting broccoli, because once you have a big head, you use it. And it's one time. With the sprouting broccoli I'm growing, you've got multiple heads. So if you want to do a stir fryer, or chop it up and put it in a salad, or just eat it like I do, I come out here and eat it, or put it in a green drink, or whatever you want to do with broccoli. The sprouting broccoli, you've got it constantly growing. And that's what I really like about my sprouting broccoli. Well, I guess that's it for today. Like I said, the sun is going down. I'm going to go do my garden. I have enough squash here for a while. And I've got more squash growing. There's more flowers in there. There's more squash on the other side of the yard. There's squash everywhere. And I've got a way of taking care of the plants where I figured out I can get them to continue to grow, and I can get have some squash all year round, which is really cool. I'm watching the birds take a bath. How cute. All right, well, have a great day. Don't forget to eat what you grow. I realized I set up the whole camera and you didn't even get to see the squash. That's the squash I just picked for today. And keep in mind, this is not our season's harvest. This is today. I harvest all the time. I pick squash every day, but I figured since it was going to be hot next week, in the next few days, we're supposed to be getting into like the hundreds. They said 100 Monday, 102 on Tuesday, 101 on Wednesday. Figured I better get the squash because otherwise I'll forget. But that's the squash I just picked for today. And I already talked about the dinosaur kale. See, that's in the ground. This is kind of like a little added thing I'm going to put on to the video I just did. This is all dinosaur kale. I think there's 5 or 6 dinosaur kale in their plants in the ground. And they're growing like huge bushes. I love those plants. I will not take them out. They'll have to die on their own. And then this here, I believe there's 4 or 5 also of the sprouting broccoli that I planted. And this is my favorite. I mean, this, I eat kale, but I'm not that crazy about it. But I do eat it. I do eat it. But the broccoli, it's beautiful. I mean, look at this. I have broccoli all the time. I mean, isn't that gorgeous? It comes up everywhere. The reason you don't see too much of it is because we come out here in the morning and Gary walks through here and I walk through here and we just snap them all off. But the leaves are wonderful. My little Yorkie begs me for leaves of broccoli. I mean, look at this. I just snapped them all off and they came back. So sprouting broccoli is amazing. I mean, this is just, what do you need for stir fry? That's absolutely perfect. And that's all you need. So that's it. And just again, I didn't have it in the shot. And there is the squash I just picked. And like I said, this is a harvest for today. I pick squash all the time, but I wanted to get this out. And then I can clean up a little bit because I think that squash plant is pretty much done. Zucchini you can push. I found out you can push that through the winter. Not too much these other ones, but I'll see. I'll try a few. I'll see what I can do. Okay, well now I'm going to end it and Don't forget to eat what you grow. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I guess I'm supposed to say that. I never say that. Everybody says like and subscribe. Well, if you want, like and subscribe, and I'll keep trying to get up things that, you know, people like to do. And my thing is easy. People want easy. I don't have time. Everything's got to be easy for me. If it's not going to be easy and quick, I don't have time. So that's what I'm trying to gear towards, to help, you know, my ideas that make my life easier. Maybe it will make your life easier. Have a great day, and don't forget to eat what you grow.